Hey, good morning, Cole Canyon Coyotes. Welcome to our Friday Flag video. We appreciate you all turning in each week. Let's begin this video with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. So a quick shout out to our PTC. That's our Parent Teacher Club, who put on an amazing fall festival. Every year they just get better and better. We certainly enjoyed all the activities of the festival, and I counted at least 1,600 tickets, I believe, that were sold. I don't know about you, but a fun highlight was certainly our Unified Leadership's flash mob dance rendition of Thriller. This really got the crowd going, lots participating. The energy on our blacktop was infectious and fun was had by all. So next week, we just completed the Red Ribbon Week, but we hope you enjoyed all those activities. Next week, we have a short week of 4 days. Halloween is Thursday, the 31st, as you know, and each grade level has a dress-up theme. Please see your teacher for more information, guys and girls. I cannot wait to see the mad scientists or the sports themes and the Grimmer Ball characters, just to name a few. Next Friday, November 1st, the day after Halloween, is a non-student day. So anyway, we're excited for another exciting week of learning and growth. So now we have Miss Lane with our student expectation reminder. Take it away, Miss Lane.
Good morning, Coyotes, and happy Friday. I hope you're all having a great day and that you're ready for the weekend. Today, I'm going to talk to you about doing your best work in school. Sometimes things can get really tough. You might face obstacles that make it hard to keep going. But remember, the people who are successful are the ones who never give up, and they keep on trying. They keep trying even when things get hard or difficult. But trying hard doesn't mean that you have to do it all by yourself. It's also about using the resources around you. This includes all the trusted adults in your life, like your teachers, your parents, and our admin team here. These people are here to help you every single day. Every successful person has people who support them, and so do you. So while you try your best, make sure to also ask for help when you need it. Use all the resources you have to be successful as you can be. And with that hard work and support, you all can be outstanding. Keep up the great work and have a fantastic day. Now let's turn it over to our Unified Leadership group for another fantastic video.
Today we're going to show you how to swing, so you're going to have fun using this piece of equipment on the playground. First things first, on the big kid playground there are 16 swings and hopefully there's enough for everyone to use. If you've never used a swing before, we're going to show you today how to use it.
First, you have to sit down on the seat. Make sure the top of your legs to your bottom are on the seat where you feel comfortable and your hands are somewhere along the chain, usually around shoulder height. Next, you need to know the two motions, forward motion and backward motion.
For the forward motion, you're going to actually lean back and put your legs up in the air. In the backward motion, you're going to push forward and bend your knees backwards. This will create momentum to get you higher and higher.
To start, you can either do a running start or walk all the way back and use gravity to start swinging. Either way, you use the forward and backward motion to get you higher and higher.
Now let's talk about some of the rules of swings. If you see an empty swing, go ahead and occupy it. No one owns a swing. And it doesn't matter who you're sitting next to, even though you might want to sit next to your friends. We always start with using an empty swing before we start to count on people.
In the case that all the swings are taken, which happens a lot, we have a process of counting. A person can count on a swing, and they count to 20 swings, so each motion back and forth is 1. Once they get to 20, the other person gets off, and they can choose to either play something else or count on someone else.
Please be mindful of who you're counting on and don't pick on one person. Try to be friendly and nice when you are getting off and on the swing. You can say things like awesome job or thank you for getting off the swing so everyone can have a great time. And that's how you use the swings.
Go out there and have fun.
All right, great job, student leadership, on that video. They've been very helpful for all of us so we can learn what we're doing here on the Blacktop. Well, hello, students and staff. And as you all know, every Friday Flag, we have the opportunity to recognize students in every grade level who have earned that hero shout out from his or her teacher. Those are students who have shown what it means to be helpful, encouraging, respectful, and outstanding. You know, being a hero. So let's get started. In kindergarten, in Mrs. Eisinger's class, Joyzelle, Mrs. Amcroft's class, Judea, and in Miss Gorton's class, Kate. In first grade, in Mrs. Stringer's class, Ezra, Mrs. Cron's class, Adeline, Mrs. Espinosa's class, Eden, Mrs. Moritz class, Seth, and in Mrs. Shaw's class, Ty. In second grade, for Mrs. Tree's class, Braxton, for Mrs. Silva's class, Ari, for Mrs. Garrity's class, Jameson, for Mrs. Gonzalez's class, Mateo and Callie, for Mrs. Manzella's class, Hadley, and for Mrs. De Leon's class, Fox. Now in third grade, for Mrs. Hess's class, Levi H, from Mrs. Levin's class, Emma, for Mrs. Welch's class, Brad, for Mrs. Hewison's class, Emma, from Mrs. Tope's class, James, and for Mrs. Hartley's class, Malak. Now in fourth grade, Mrs. Ariana's class, Bradley. In Mr. Gable's class, Josie. In Mrs. Calvillo's Murray's class, Azelia. And Mr. Pacey's class, Santiago. And Mrs. Murray's class, Brennan. Mrs. Trujillo's class, Carter. Finally, in fifth grade, in Mrs. Schroeder's class, Galilee. Mrs. Reagan's class, Allison. Mrs. Greenstein's class, Holly. Mrs. Mirande's class, Chloe, Mrs. Bethke's class, Madison, and in Mrs. Hemrick's class, also Madison. A big, huge congratulations to all the students who earned that weekly shout out. As a reminder, all of those names will be entered in that monthly drawing for that class prize at our next Friday Flag assembly, which is coming up very soon. Let's have Mr. Shaw close us out.
Yeah, thank you, admin team. The three of us are so very proud of your efforts to be heroes on this campus and in your classroom or on an activity that we might have after school. We hope that these Friday Flag videos encourage you to make good choices and support you to be part of a dynamic community of learners. That's what we're all about, right? Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you on Monday.